What is going on, everybody? We are here for the Facebook Live event on the
Woo!
ADHD on the ADHD Business Backbone: How to Work 6 Hours a Day, Grow Your Business, and Succeed as an Entrepreneur with ADHD. Now, this is live right now, but we want to give everyone a little bit of time to come on in, join in, get settled, get ready as we dive in. So we're going to be sharing this out to our groups and all that good stuff while we wait. Probably give it about 2 or 3 minutes or so. And then we will be getting started.
Sweet.
Sweet.
Come on in, everybody.
And then I'm going to hop on into the event page, let everyone know it's live.
Yeah. Let's see. It's all good in Nate's Compass. Can everyone see it in the group? Yeah, it's in the group.
Cool. So as people are joining in, it'd be really cool to kind of get an idea of where you're coming from. So if you join in, let us know where you're tuning in from. Me personally, I'm in the Boston area of Massachusetts. Patriots, Super Bowl on Sunday. Let's get it. And Flavia, where if someone wanted to creep on you and find you, where would that be?
Oh. I'm on the Gold Coast in Australia.
Ooh,
It's a
girl.
very funny day here. It was this hot summer this entire time, and then today feels like it's a little wintry day.
All right, people are starting to tune in. So again, guys, we're just kind of giving everyone a little bit of time to tune on in, and as you join in, let us know where you're coming from. Where are you tuning in
Yep,
from?
yep. Did anyone see that big moon the other night? We had an overcast night and we couldn't see it. I saw some amazing pictures people took of that day.
Yeah, it was there was a live
Sad I
feed.
missed it.
It was a live feed of it too, and it was crazy.
Oh, really? Oh, I missed out. One, I forgot. I have to be honest, I actually forgot. I saw that it was going to happen. I got all excited. I shared with everyone in my family. I'm like, oh my goodness, because I love all that kind of stuff. And then the next day, I realized I forgot. And then everyone was like, it's okay, it was overcast. I'm like, are you sure? Yeah, it was overcast. No one saw it. I'm like, okay, are you
Oh,
sure?
damn. I missed out. Oh, you got some
Yeah.
Aussies up in here already. Hi, Alana. Hey, Sarah, Laura, Renee. What's going on? We're going to be starting up in a few minutes, just letting people join in.
Hi, everybody.
Some fellow Aussies for you.
Oh, hi, Alana on the Gold Coast. Awesome. Central Coast Australia. Awesome.
Hey, Becky.
Yay. Welcome, Becky.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it is cold, isn't it? I woke up feeling like someone left the aircon on at like 18 degrees all night. I had to wake up and get a jumper and go back to bed and like try to warm myself up. Like, what's going on? It's not even cold like this in wintertime.
Laura from Shy City. What's going on?
Nice.
All right, we're probably going to give it about another, 30 seconds or so, and then we're going to kind of get started here for you guys. So thank
Yeah.
y'all for tuning in. If you can stick around to the end, that'd be great. If not, we'll be, this will still be live in the ADHD Entrepreneur Community Group. Oh, I'm choking. In the ADHD Entrepreneur Community Group on the strivenlife.com page. And as well, if you're on the email list, I'll be sending you the replay of it afterwards as well, because I've already had some people ask if we can get the replay sent out. So you'll be taken care of from all directions.
Oh, yes. Hi guys, as you come in, come and say hi. We're just letting people in, just giving it a couple seconds. If you haven't said hello yet, let us know where you're from.
Oh, look at you.
And
You
what you
shared the video into the group. I didn't know you could do that. Into the event. Very fancy.
Yeah, I just grabbed the link because Becky asked how to join in, so I popped the link in there.
Aren't you good?
Oh, look at me go.
Ooh, Taja. Boston. That's my girl.
Hi, Tasha.
You ready for Sunday? Super Bowl time, baby.
How exciting. We're probably going to be watching here too. Ben loves it.
All right, you ready to kick this off?
Yeah, let's get started, peeps.
All right, let me take this away. Oh, there we are.
You'll see our faces in a second.
Yeah.
Just wait for it. Ontario, Canada, nice. Hi, Sarah.
All right.
There we are.
Beautiful, sweet. So, what we're here today, guys, is this concept that, we're going to be going over this process that we have developed and explaining to you, how this option is going to be something that's huge for you and your business moving forward, on how to only work 6 hours a day, grow your business, and succeed as an entrepreneur with ADHD.
Oh, yes. Now, when we say that, to be honest, if I was in your shoes and someone told me that like a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, I'd say, yeah, right. You don't know what HD is, do you? Because the only way I knew how to do things was last minute, all-nighters, cram it all in, hyper-focus and obsess. And basically, that's how I used to operate. Went through my master's like that. When I got into business, it was like that. That's just how I did it. So I completely understand if you're thinking, how is that even possible? How can I have ADHD, only do 6 hours of work per day, grow my business, and succeed in my business as an entrepreneur with ADHD? And one thing that I keep telling people a lot lately, I've been doing a lot of research into research that's being done with entrepreneurs who have ADHD. And the people are getting really interested in this because it just seems like I'd say, I don't know, I don't want to guess a number there, but I'd say at least 60-70% of entrepreneurs would have ADHD. Because
or they they just self-identify, right? Like, I know a lot of people that are like, I haven't been diagnosed, I never went to a doctor for it, but I just feel like I have that, and I feel like I have those same tendencies. Yeah,
and usually what happens to us is we're a bit sick of the 9-to-5 job. We have all these brilliant ideas. We're so creative, so passionate, and we tend to be really people-oriented kind of people. We like helping others with whatever it is. So then we think, okay, well, I'm going to go into business and I'm going to do what I want, when I want, and I'm going to have a blast. And what happens, it's not really like that because we start struggling with self-management, time management, prioritizing, learning about running a business. What do you do first? And then we have no structure, obviously, because we're our own bosses, and it can get really tough. And we feel like we're just chasing our own tails. We're not getting anywhere. Our family members are starting to get frustrated. They think that's nice that you left your job to do this, but is this going to go anywhere? And then you don't know what to do. So you just keep on going, and struggling. So we can completely relate because we're just like that. And before Nick and I met, we tried everything. As soon as I got diagnosed, I started going to a psychologist. I see her once a month. I was 26 at the time. I'm 31 and a half now. And when I got into coaching and I got all the training and everything to be a coach, obviously that helped myself quite a bit. But I found that in traditional coaching, there's a lot of things that didn't stick. And I see how classic ADHD, how I could make it my own. Mm-hmm. And as I started tweaking and trying things, I started coming up with my own way of actually starting to get on track and starting to improve how I performed and so I could have some sleep and enjoy time with people. And because I wasn't able to do that before. And Nick can relate, right, Nick?
Yeah, and I mean, if you guys are kind of resonating with some of the things that we're saying, let us know down below, because, I mean, this is something that I've experienced a ton as well. For the past 3 years, it's been a struggle to get to this point where, I spent night after night after night, I used to be a teacher, so I'd come home and I'd work for hours and hours and hours. And, it'd go 3-4 months and I'd realize that nothing in my business has grown. Nothing has succeeded. Nothing has been pushing the needle in the direction that it needs to be going in. And I realized I was just being pulled all over the place from all the noise in the marketplace, all the ads and gurus and marketing and all and these new shiny objects like this new technology or ClickFunnels this or ConvertKit that, and just it was overwhelming. And at all times I just felt like no matter what I did, nothing was really moving me in the direction I wanted to go. Getting closer to that dream I think that we all have, where it's like we are our own boss. We run a company serving people that we just are so passionate about trying to serve them. And nothing was getting me there. And so after a certain point, I basically was just like, this has to change. I have to cut out this noise. I have to figure out what works for me. I have to find the process and the systems that move me in that direction rather than just keep taking shots in the dark. I think once that, me and Flavia kind of got together, that some of that started to really connect with the same type of experience.
Yeah, it was crazy. When Nick and I met, we realized we had basically the same background. We started in a bachelor's in science. I did some research. I tried teaching, and then we started coaching, and then coaching entrepreneurs, and then decided to coach our own kind, entrepreneurs with
our own
ADHD.
kind. Yeah.
Because this is what happens, right? If you need some help with your business, you can go and see a business consultant or a business coach. But I've seen people say in the group that they've thought about it, but they felt a bit funny about doing that because the business coach might not understand that they have ADHD and what it's like trying to do those things they're telling you to do, having ADHD. So then you can go and see an ADHD coach, and they might help you with the normal basic struggles with ADHD, but it's not really integrated into, okay, how to apply that into running my business, not just in life in general. How can I be business specific with that? And there's nothing really out there.
Yeah, and I was going to...
There's nothing out there.
Yeah, and I paid, I'll be completely transparent here. In about August, I hired a very big name coach, someone who makes 7 figures yearly for the past 15 years, $5,000 up front for 6 months of coaching. Yeah, it was a big investment, and it's something that, really kind of was a big decision between my wife and I to decide upon to invest in that. And in all honesty, it didn't turn out very well because he just couldn't comprehend, how I work and the fact that certain things, if I don't enjoy them, if I don't find that process something that's natural to me, I physically cannot make myself do it. Whereas for him, he's like, yeah, I know, a lot of people say this part's tough, but like, you just got to do it. And it's like, well, no, man, like you don't understand how ADHD works. If you put something in front of me that I just don't care about or I don't enjoy or feel so heavy, there's nothing I can really do to make me do that. And plus, it's only going to be holding me back from doing the things where my strengths lie within my business. So I know the pain and experience of hiring a coach who just doesn't understand you.
Yeah. And the next bit of it is my psychologist always told me to have structure and have routine. And I felt like vomiting every time I said that. And she would just look at me and laugh because she knew that I was like, I don't know how to do that. I really don't. Like, I tried so hard, but I just couldn't do it. Until I found a way to go about it that kind of changes the perspective that you approach it with, and you don't feel like you in a routine and in a structure. And that was really the turning point for me. And I realized I was actually starting to be consistent, spend less time and energy to try to get things started. And it just changed everything. So what Nick and I did, we started running the ADHD entrepreneur group, and we're doing the themes of the month and the challenges, and we've been developing our own little templates together and things like that, and putting them to use. And then we decided, you know what, this is what we have to do. Let's put it all together as like an operating system that's just easy to comprehend, practical, easy to remember, because until that point, we're still implementing different things. And we're like, okay, how can we condense this and make it so straightforward and simple? So that's what we did. And the reason why we decided to come and teach you guys this is because we know how much it can cost to get the kind of help that we need. And the people who need it the most might be the people who are really struggling with their business. They don't have $5,000 to go and get these programs, So we wanted to do something to really be able to help. But we can't just do that in the group, because if it's just in the group, it's hard to see who's actually implementing it, because the group setting is a bit more relaxed and it's not so serious. And we needed to get to the point where this is serious now. We're here to help, but let's do this proper and really, really, really make this happen. Like, I'm getting so excited. I'm like, ah. So our mission really is to be able to help you with ADHD, trying to get your business off the ground, or, you know, trying to grow your business, to have something there for you that will save you all the pain and struggles that we went through, save you money, save you time, and not just improve your business, but by improving your business, improves your quality of life.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're going to start telling you how you can work 6 hours a day and grow a business and succeed as an entrepreneur with ADHD. So Nick, tell us, so there's 6 parts to it. So start telling us about what's the first thing that we need to start with, or we need to have, in order to get to the point where we can do the 6 hours and get all the success.
Yeah. So the first part is, as a business, what defines what your business is and what it does is identifying and being very clear about what is the purpose of your business. Who are you trying to serve? What is the value that you're bringing to that audience, those customers, those clients, and your followers, those raving fans that you're building, that tribe of yours, right? Like, how are you going to serve them? And getting a lot of clarity around, how can I go about doing this? How is my business going to be the one thing that can really make a difference for that customer, for that client, for my audience? And when we have this clarity about what our business stands for, the purpose, and who we serve and how we serve them, and the value we deliver, not only is that just, you know, good, because we should know that, but it also it puts that as, like, you know, the analogy that we keep using. Light. Yeah, a guiding light is the corny phrase we're using. It's like the GPS, right? This is the kind of analogy we're using. It's like the GPS coordinates of where you want to go. And when you know where you want to go, it's going to help you know how to prioritize doing what truly matters in your business, what truly matters for the people that you're so passionate about serving. And with all this, not only when you know these things, that your value you deliver to your audience is going to drastically increase, but it's also going to help you make the right decisions, right? Because if you have upfront, this is what I stand for, these are who I serve, and this is how I serve them, and you have new ideas of things that you could be doing in your business, well, does this line up with my purpose? Does this line up with my business why, my mission, that my purpose, my business stands for? And when you have that clarity, it becomes so much easier to really decide on, what direction am I going to take in this business? What am I going to do next to really up-level my game and serve my audience better, deeper, and you know, add more value to their lives? And that's the first part of it. You got to get clear and get that purpose down pat.
Yeah, and if you're asking how, we'll tell you how. It's not as easy as it seems. Nick and I know very well what it's like trying to figure out, who's my niche, who am I supposed to be, like, who do I really want to serve, and getting that clarity around that. We understand that you're like, okay, that's cool. I think I knew that already, but how do I do that? So that's why we need to dig deeper into these things, so you can easily get that clarity. Because yeah, it's so important. And to remember as well, when you wake up in the morning, why am I doing this? Obviously, as a business, you want it to succeed financially, but you have to remember, what do you gain out of it as well, by creating this positive impact into the lives of the people that interact with you and your brand, the people that buy your products and services. How does that benefit them in their life, and what do you get out of that in a deeper level, like not just in the financial
the reward you get out of it. You know, it's like when I was teaching, the reward I got out of making a difference in my students' day, my students' life, and their academics and personally. You know, those are the things that were regardless of the money, that would keep me coming back day in and day out.
Yeah. And then the second out of the 6 parts to this is, okay, now when you know that, then you need to set your goals. And people know about goal setting, but I'll tell you what, most people don't actually know how to set goals. And I know that for a fact, because I've done keynote speeches into businesses, and it's incredible to realize that people don't know how to set goals. And setting goals, not just writing something on a piece of paper and that's it. That's not it. Once you set your goals, because you know where you're going. So let's say you know what you want your business to be like at the end of 12 months, but you don't need to set goals for 12 months, because that's something scary for us with ADHD. We don't do the long marathons. But
Yeah,
we do
that's way
have
too
to
far out
understand.
as well. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's one thing that I realized my clients were struggling with as well. And I decided, you know what, this the way to approach this for people with like us with ADHD is yes, you have to know what your vision is, but when we set goals, it's for 3 months at a time. So it can be really easy to focus on. You're not trying to stretch yourself and feel overwhelmed, but you know where they're taking you.
Mm-hmm.
So setting goals properly, so you know what streets to turn. You plug in that GPS or like the 12-month GPS coordinates, but then you need to start, knowing where do I turn, what's the quickest way to get there, because there's multiple ways of getting to the same place, but some ways that you go might take double the time than other ways. There might be a bit more traffic on this road than the other, or
Yeah, and you start
yeah.
you start to work in that quarterly fashion, right? And the reason why you don't want to set really detailed 12-month goals, you want to know where you want to end up being, but the reason why you don't want to set those is because you want to take on these next 3 months as strategically and as systematically as possible and practically, right? Like you want to do it in a way that's going to be efficient for these 3 months, because it doesn't matter what your goal is in 12 months, because that could completely change based upon where your business starts ends up in 3 months. You may have the idea that something you're going to be launching and doing is going to be incredible, and then it doesn't. Or you may launch something not thinking it's going to be that big of a deal, but it blows up, right? And that's that. Knowing that uncertainty of where you're going to end up being in 3 months. If we can focus just on those 3 months, then if we have a process and a system for, okay, this 3 months is over, let's reflect, let's analyze how this went, and let's plan these next 3 months from where I'm at now, rather than planning those 3 months before you even got anywhere near there.
Exactly. And it's so much easier to prioritize and get started with things, because if you're thinking in the 12 months, you have that feeling of overwhelm and scatteredness, and it's almost like the concept of 12 months is almost abstract and we can't really grasp it. So that's why we do it in short and sharp little sprints.
Mm-hmm.
So then the third part to this is, okay, so then we know where we're going, we have the goals. Now we need to start putting things in order. We're going to start eliminating the way that we go about things, which is we wake up, we sit down, and we go Facebook, emails. Oh, what do I need to do today? I really should be doing a blog post. Oh, but hold on, there's a client I need to follow back. You know what? Maybe I should start a YouTube channel. Or should I do
I've legit done all of those things.
Yeah, me too. That's why it's so easy for me to just come up with this. I'm just remembering all the things that I did. It's worse than what I'm saying right now. It was so bad. So it's just horrible. You sit down, you don't know what to do first. And then because you don't know, then you procrastinate. And then you stop studying procrastinating. And then once you find a point of hyper-focus, and then you start hyper-focus on that, and then you go on for like 14 hours and you go, what did I actually do? And you did lots, but you didn't really get much done, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
No more.
And the way around that is that we have to get clear about what it is that we are actually doing in our business right now, and what is working, what truly matters, right? Laying that all down on the table, getting very clear, having it so you can visualize it and look at it and analyze what are the actions I'm actually taking and what things are really moving the needle in the direction I want it to go for my business. And when you have that, you need to get clear on that and then say, how can I optimize this? How can this be something that becomes streamlined, that is set up in a way that makes it so I don't make mistakes. I don't forget steps when it comes to, content creation and repurposing. I don't show up consistently. So you want to make it so all these things are systemized, optimized, and clear cut, so that every time you go to sit down to do those tasks that you do on a daily or weekly or monthly basis, you know exactly. Yeah, you're not rethinking it all and being overwhelmed by it. It's here. Oh, this is what I'm doing today. This says I have to write a blog post. These are the 14 steps for me writing a blog post, and this is what's going to happen. Because now all of the overwhelm of this overarching task is eliminated, because it's just clear. I just need to focus on this one step right here. That's it. Mm-hmm. And if I focus on that and I get it done, I know exactly what I got to do next. And with that, you have so much more time saved. Your effort is going to be applied to things that really matter. You're going to be saving your energy and all the stress and bullshit of being like, wait, what am I doing today? Where am I going? And you got to have that consistency where you're getting shit done daily on an active basis and consistently showing up for your audience.
I'll give you 2 examples One is when I started using automation systems like for email that integrates with your website and all that. I had to do it maybe 3 times throughout a period of like 2 years where I was trying different things in my business. When I had to do it again, I couldn't remember how I did it the first time around. So what I did is this time around it took me like maybe 3 hours to get it sorted, and then I wrote step by step. This is what I do. So now when I got to get it done, it takes me like 10 minutes versus 3 hours, and I'm not exaggerating. It's crazy because I have a system now. If I need to be doing this email automation thing, I know exactly what the steps are to get it done, and it saves so much time. I cannot explain. And let's say if you have a blog and then you sit down, the difference between you just sitting down, okay, I got to write a blog post. Yeah, I got to write a blog post. Like, oh, what do I do first? Maybe I don't know what to write about. Let me just check what this other person is doing. So versus I have a system. I'm going to choose a topic that maybe ask a question to your audience to give you ideas. Then you go, okay, once I have a bit of an idea of what I'm going to write about, I'm going to find 3 articles that relate to it just to give me a bit of a background idea so I know what direction I want to take. Then I'm going to write the bullet points. Then I'm going to type it all out, find an image, post there, and then step by step, okay, after I post that, I need to share on this social media, this social media, this social media, and then it's done. Every time you need to write a blog post, you're going to sit down, you know exactly what steps to follow. That'll save you overthinking, procrastinating, feeling overwhelmed, like you can't focus and you don't know what to do. The reason why we feel so scattered, it's not because we don't have the ideas, it's we don't have a step-by-step to follow. So we know what to do next, and then we can waste our time and efforts not thinking about that, but thinking about the quality of the content itself, which is then when your ADHD comes to shine with the creativity or your passion and everything. So we eliminate all the things we struggle with by just doing those systems, and then you're free to use your superpowers in the best way possible.
Yeah, so, and that's I legitimately have a laid out process for how to write. And then a process that says, how do I go about creating blog posts, like identifying the topic, the SEO, how do I repurpose it into my social media content? How do I repurpose it into a Facebook Live content? How do I repurpose that into an email? It's all laid out.
Yep.
So I can literally look over and say, okay, this is my steps for today. If I get these tasks done today, I have effectively and efficiently created some awesome content that's written in a really great way in order to connect with my audience and help them in a specific issue or topic. But from there, once we have this stuff done, right? We have all of what we are currently doing in our business laid out and optimized,
and this helps you be consistent as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And once that's all set up, you got to start focusing on, every 3 months you want to be figuring out exactly how do we want to level up our business? How are we going to develop it? Right? And we can't let that be something that's just whimsical. 1 week I'm like, oh, maybe I'll just start doing a lot of YouTube content, and maybe I'll start just only doing video content and transcribing it, and then oh wait, I found this cool app over here that does all this kind of stuff too, and then I'll make a podcast out of it, right? If we are just allowing ourselves to just randomly decide new cool things to do, although it may be exciting and it's how we naturally work, it isn't the most effective thing for our business. We want to be able to say, all right, these are things that have been working. These are problems my audience has. And how can I find a solution to this? And how can I integrate whatever that is into what I'm currently doing in my business now? And so when you identify, all right, this is the 1 to 2 things I'm going to be developing in my business this quarter, these next 3 months, you can get a clear idea. Okay, this is the amount of work I'm doing in what I usually do, the maintenance kind of stuff that you have to do to keep your business running. And this is what I'm going to be introducing. Is this going to be effective? Is this going to be too much? Are there other ideas that maybe will feel lighter for me and I'll enjoy more and it will come across better, that will maybe increase sales, increase followings, increase social media engagement, or email list opens, or build your email list? And based upon those 1 to 2 things that you plan on doing, you then hash out, all right, what are all the things that I'm going to have to do in order to create this new piece of my business, right? Yep. So you get clear on it. All these things. If you're going to start a podcast, let's say, you got to know what equipment you need, what programs you need. You're going to have to learn how to utilize those programs, how to, run a high quality podcast, how to go about scheduling interviews if you want to do that. How do you go about down the road getting sponsorships, right? These are all things we have to learn and understand. And then we have to say, okay, to make a single podcast episode, what does that take to do? What are the tasks I have to do in order to create a single episode? And lay that out, because now what you've just done is establish another kind of system for something new that you're going to be trying. And as you're trying that over the quarter, you can continually optimize and improve that system. So that way, after the quarter's over, you've tried it out. You've seen if it worked or not. You have metrics identified to analyze how well is this working for me in my business, and reflect on how the process goes for you. And if it goes really well and it's engaging your audience and your audience is loving it and they're signing up and they're doing all this stuff, that's when you're going to shift what that new thing is into that kind of maintenance thing that we just covered before, where now we're going to take that. This is now a regular piece of my business. I'm going to establish the systems. I'm going to establish the processes. I'm going to interweave this into what I do.
System.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So then you have the things that you have to be consistent with and doing regularly, that you don't want to be wasting time, energy, and effort on those, because that's where the biggest waste of time happen. And then that leaves you room to bring in the creativity, the innovation, and with every period of growth, like everything that you want to do to grow and improve, it means you have to be doing something different. So you need to be aware of what is going well and what isn't. What am I wasting my time on, or what do I need to learn? Maybe something new you want to try, like Nick said. And so there's the time for a little bit of structure and step-by-steps, and then the ADHD superpowers have to be able to come in to help you out through that creativity, but without going crazy with a billion different ideas. And I just saw that Taja asked, how do you keep yourself from getting distracted from all the ideas? You focus on one project. That's how you just focus on one project at a time.
Yeah,
all these other ideas can go into a book of like a list of things, but this is where the fifth part of this comes in, which is the analysis part. So try one thing at a time. Don't try to implement 3 different things in your business, because you will get overwhelmed. So that's why we systemize and then implement new things for development and growth and creativity, innovation. And then we analyze. We go back to those systems and going, can I make these systems even better? Is there a step there that I don't have to do? And then looking at, we're going to be teaching you guys later how to look at analysis, data. How do you look at what you're doing and you know if it's working or not? That's part of the whole system. But that's the key. Then you have to analyze and then know, so you know what to focus on. And by setting those goals, knowing where you're going with this, knowing what your systems are, things you need to do regularly, and then knowing what where the innovation and the new things you're going to try out come in, it's easier to stay on task because you know what direction you're going. And then if things come popping in and you go, how does that fit in? It's so much easier to make decisions based on that. Because after you do this, so it's like a little cycle of systemizing what I can systemize, innovating, analyzing what's working and what isn't, and then you get to the action planning and step by steps. So you're not just going to be doing this willy-nilly. The goals and the things that you're implementing, they're going to be set up like weekly. So this week I'm focusing on these things per day. There are systems to use for that, so that it ensures you that you're going to stay on track and not get distracted with other shiny objects.
Yeah, and I just want to add too is that, Taja, like if you have like the plan laid out, right, you're doing this X, Y, and Z for quarter 1. As you're getting those ideas, what I always do is I keep a little notebook just for those, because shit, I have a ton of them. And I write them down and I put a little note underneath it explaining kind of the concept that I had, because I know if I don't add a little detail, when I look at it again, I'm going to completely forget what the hell it was. So I add that little detail about what it is, what do I think about it, why do I think it'll be a good idea. And so then what I do is that at the end of quarter 1, I then have a notebook with tons of ideas for me to say, okay, this is what's worked in my business. This is what hasn't worked. Here are a bunch of solid ideas that I can now pull from and say, what of these do I want to include into the next development phase for this next quarter for my business? That way you're not just, oh, this is a great idea, let me just throw it in. You're doing it strategically. You're doing it on evidence-based reasoning with data and reflecting on how it went for you and your audience and surveys. And that way it's a lot clearer as to which of these ideas are going to be the thing that is going to be the most effective for me right now. what's going to be the most effective for my business and my audience.
Yeah, exactly. Because remember, the difference between the entrepreneurs that have ADHD who succeed and those who don't is the ones who manage to succeed are the ones who learn how to make sure their time and effort is directed at the things that will actually help them grow their business. Because I just said it in Portuguese. Because we all of us entrepreneurs with ADHD, that's a problem we all have. We have a billion ideas, and that's the thing. That's why we need that clarity. It's once you've gone through that process of building the clarity and the goals, you start getting that confidence that you will be able to stay on track, because it makes a massive difference in the way that we do it. So then it's easier to implement all the rest of it, know what to focus on for innovation and things like that, and analyzing, seeing what's working, what isn't. And that on itself already keeps you on track, because you have a system that you're following. You're not just going around willy-nilly doing whatever comes out your way. By having the whole entire system with the 6 parts to it, that itself will ensure you stay on track, I promise you, because that's exactly how it happened for Nick and I.
And then from there, what has to happen, this last part of this whole process, is with this maintenance aspect of what you're doing in your business, and with this new development aspect of what you're doing in your business for this quarter, you got to start to boil that down into, okay, what are the actual actionable things that are going to happen in month 1, month 2, and month 3, right? So what are the objectives for those months? And then break those objectives down into individualized tasks. So now, yeah, that's going to sound really overwhelming to look at. You have a month with all of the tasks you have to get done. But what we start off with is saying, okay, these are what have to get done over the month. What tasks can I move into week 1? What tasks can I move into week 2, week 3, and week 4? Now,
and obviously things change as well. So that's why you assess it every week and you plan for the week. So you just have to have in mind the route you're going to take. So, okay, so if I'm going to go, like I use the example all the time, from the Gold Coast to Brisbane, I'm going to go through the Pacific Motorway and I'm going to turn on this street and that one. So you plug that all in. So all the steps, like the GPS would tell you to do. But if anything happens on the way, you can change. So you just have to know where you're going and what's the plan of like which streets to turn and which way you're going to get there. But then week by week, you go along with, what's, and then obviously this the part of the process helping prioritize and things like that. You know exactly what you need to be doing.
Yeah, and then with all that, you start to say, now we're not looking at a monthly list of tasks, which can seem overwhelming. We're just looking at, this is what's got to happen for this week. And Flavia's got an example of the template that we both use. I think you guys can kind of see that.
Look, I'm meant to be doing 3 to 5 things a day, but once you get like really good with the stuff, like, whoa, look at that. It's like 9 things in or something. Right, and it's in a way as well that you give yourself a pat on the back and you acknowledge what you got done, because that's important. We cannot put a massive to-do list and then tick a couple of things and think, oh my goodness, look at all the other stuff I haven't done yet. That's not very motivating. So I created this system based, like, again, all the coaching systems that I've seen, that I've tried, that I've used with clients and everything and with myself. And I've used this, I've tweaked it until it's like, yeah, this is really working. So this is tried and tested, and it's amazing. It gives me, I look at this and I'm like, look how productive I'm being. And I know that I'm going to wake up the next day. I have full confidence in myself that whatever I need to get done, it will get done. I don't procrastinate. I don't overthink. I know what direction I'm going. And it just makes you feel so more confident, and you know that you're on the path to achieve what you want to achieve, and you see the results almost immediately. Like in 1 week, you go, holy moly!
Yeah, exactly.
How did I not know this before?
And I think that's the thing that made the biggest shift for us, was that, like, we went from being those people that, like, if you ask anyone from the Screwed 9 to 5 community, it's a private membership community I belong to. If you go back 5 or 6 months, I was the dude that worked 12 to 14-hour days consistently.
Oh, I did overnight.
Exactly, right? And now we both only work about 4 to 6 hours a day. And that's because we know exactly what has to get done this week. I know if I put this, 4 to 6 hours in and I get what I have to get done today, I know that I'm going to wake up tomorrow and get done what I have to get done tomorrow. It's not a big deal.
And then you can go chill out.
Exactly. And this is the biggest part, is that it empowers you to know and have the confidence that you're going to do what has to get done to move forward and grow your business. But when that time's up, step the fuck away, because I know it's so hard for us to walk away from our business, to take our mind off our business. But if we don't, we're only going to burn ourselves out and become worse at the job that we're trying to do so well. So by only focusing on those 4 to 6 hours, getting what really needs to get done, and then stepping away, you get to go live your life, right? You get to go and do it, and you have that ease of mind that you're going to come back to it.
Yeah, it's incredible. You can actually switch off because you know you got stuff done that day that was actually relevant, and that creates a shift in the way you do everything, because it's that confidence and that knowing that you didn't just procrastinate or do things just for the sake of doing. You know that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, and that changes everything. So we spoke about all those 6 parts of it, and now we're gonna make an offer to you guys, right? Because we cannot teach you everything in this video, otherwise we're gonna be here for hours and hours and hours. So we gave you basically like the
overview of what has to happen.
Yeah. So what Nick and I did is we put this together in a 6-module program that has all the templates. You're gonna get live lessons and weekly hangouts for Q&As and support. I forgot the word support. And this is really exciting because, again, you don't have to go spend thousands of dollars on coaching programs and all these things. All you need is a system, and Nick and I put it together in a way that is so easy. So basically we just explained to you like the overall, but there's the 6 modules. And as part of this, there's the triad we call the TOS. It's the triad operating system, which will implement, which includes all those steps that we did. And it's
the whole development, the maintenance, and analyzing process and systemization. That's basically the operating system that we're going to be teaching you throughout this program, along with some other stuff like the productivity and focusing aspect and the goal setting and clarity and purpose. That you're going to be able to install into your business to start working much more efficiently, to systemize the things you do, to optimize the things you do, and to know what's working for you and your business now.
Yeah, and what makes the big difference is the way that we put this together is once you get the concept and you understand like what the steps you need to get done, it just becomes natural. It's so easy to just keep implementing without you having to go back to notes or anything like that. You just need your templates, you just need your action planners, and it'll completely shift everything for you like you did for us. And I can say, in 1 year time, I want you to think about where do you see your business being if you keep on going the way that you're going right now? Or in 2 years' time, or in 5 years' time, is your business still going to be there? Or are you going to have to maybe go and get a day job because you just kept chasing your own tail and nothing really happened, it didn't grow? So the difference that this will make in your life and what can cost you if you don't do this for yourself right now, it's not just for your business, it's for you, your life, your family members, your friends. You can actually go spend time with them. And you don't have to be stressing all the time. I got so sick and tired of being sick and tired, living in anxiety and overwhelm. It was just crazy. So
yeah, and I think the thing is too is like this is something that took us like 3 years of struggling, trial and error, experimentation, testing new things, trying out things with our clients, getting feedback, making calls to people in the group, getting on Messenger with people in the group, asking feedback and opinions and input.
Yeah.
And the question is, do you want to do that on your own? How long is that going to take you to be able to fully grasp how to do it to that extent, to this level, that will be able to really empower you in all of those positive qualities that we have as ADHD entrepreneurs, and really help you flourish with those skill sets while minimizing as much as possible the negative aspects. Much like Tasha was talking about, like the inability to say like, I have these new ideas, like how do I deal with them? That's something I struggled with for a solid year until I started to develop a system to cut that noise out, to be able to utilize it as an advantage and use it as something that's going to generate momentum in my business moving forward. So that's also the question, how long, because you have the option, right? You have the option to say, walk away from this and say like, no, I don't care. You have the option to say, all right, that's a really good outline. That's a good point. Like, let me go and create that for myself. Right? Those are both options for you.
Yep. But again, like to the point that we got to be able to actually put this into something really practical with all the templates and everything that we created for ourselves to use how long would that take you? You can obviously go and try and get the same results without this. Now that, we gave you the outline, basically what needs to be done. But it's like a little shortcut. You can save yourself years of frustration. And again, you're going to have to go and try different things and see what works, what doesn't. And this is something that's developed by us with ADHD. It's already changed everything for us. And we want to be able to help you out. We want to see people with all this potential, like going into business with ADHD doesn't have to be just struggling and people go, oh, he's just another one of those. We want to see people thrive. We want to see you be able to connect with your customers, grow your business, have a decent life, not just work 14 hours a day and be making lots of money, but have quality of life, be able to switch off, sleep well, be happy, go spend time with the people you love, be proud of yourself, have people be proud of you. And that's why we're so excited about this. So again, the program is 6 weeks. We're going to start on the 12th of February, and we're going to be doing live videos for the lessons with the templates that you take away, you print out, and you can do it as we go in the lesson, or you can do it after. Then on the end of the week, on the Fridays, we're going to be catching up for a Q&A session and any support or discuss anything that we want to talk about. And so in one module, they're going to be released one at a time because we want to go one step at a time, and we don't want to skip steps or feel information overload because we know what that's like and it just sucks. So
that way we'll do 1 week at a time for each module. That way the Q&A session we do at the end of the week gives everyone enough time to really dig into that content, to really try to figure it out and utilize the templates and start to see how can I implement this into my business. That way when it comes time for the Q&A session of the week, you can come in there ready with questions, things you're struggling with or you have an idea about and you want to bounce it off us during the live Q&A session. Additionally, there's going to be a private Facebook group for everyone who joins in. So not only can you get that help in the Q&A session, you can just post in that group as we go to get help from each other and allow us to also to help you throughout the week.
Yeah, it's awesome because then you can also connect with people that are in the same situation as you, going through the same struggles and then working together. And because we know the issue of accountability, we don't just want to chuck over to you some pre-recorded lessons with some templates and go, there you go. Give us the money, here's the material. We want to help you actually do it and implement it. We want to see you have improvements and make a difference for you. So that's why we do it in this way, to make sure you're actually going to be implementing things and we all do it together as a team. And for the first 5 people who get in, they're going to get the VIP bonus, which is 2 sessions of 1 hour. One with me, one with Nick. So 1 hour with me, 1 hour with Nick that they can use at any time throughout the 6 weeks.
Yeah, and these are coaching calls to help dig into these templates and processes and systems that we're teaching you guys about in the program. That way, as you're getting through, maybe you get through the first 2 weeks, you're like, okay, I get this stuff, but maybe I wish I had a little bit more help to get deeper into this. That's when you're going to hit up Flavia and be like, listen, can we get on a call? Because I really want to get super clear about this, or I'm struggling with really getting the clarity around my exact niche, whatever it may be, or how to set these goals in a way that's actually beneficial for my business. And so you're going to be able to get on, if you're one of those first 5 people, you're going to get that first hour free call with her, and then later on in the course, you can hit me up and we'll hop into an hour call to dive into any things you want more specific guidance, support, or help on within the program that we're teaching you to help motivate you, empower you to utilize this to keep moving your business forward.
Yeah. And so remember, there's 6 modules. The first one, we're going to be getting clarity and purpose, clarity around that, clarity around where you are at right now. So we want to compare how are things for you at the start of the course and at the end to see how far you've gone. Then we go into module 2, which is the goal setting. Then the module 3, we're going to introduce the TOS, which is a triad operation system that Nick and I created, and dig into the maintenance part of it. Then we do the development, then the analysis. So that's module 3,
4, and 5.
And the module 6 is the action and productivity, where we're going to have all the templates that you're going to be using weekly to get stuff done, and all the techniques, tools. We're going to tell you everything you can do to help you stay on track and make all this difference. And there is no risk to you, okay? We want to really make a difference. We're not here to waste your time. So if after 6 days, so the
60.
course goes for 60 days. Sorry, the course goes for 6 modules, so that's a month and a half. So after 60 days, if you have done all the templates, you try to give this a go, and you show to us, look, I've done everything, but I don't think it's really helping me that much, we will give you 100% of your money back. So if this doesn't help you, there's no risk to you. We don't want to waste your time. We're here to help you out. So if you really give it a try and it doesn't work, just send us an email with show us the templates, and we'll return 100% of your money. Okay? So,
yeah, I mean, I think that really and that was something that me and Flavia were like very both equally were like, that needs to be the case, because we both are just super passionate about trying to help the people that are like us. So, you know, all of you guys here watching live and everybody else that have ADHD and trying to go this path in life, it is a fucking struggle. And, you know, we have both, you know, and I know for me personally, I have had a variety of small breakdowns along the way, you know, from either burnout or stress and anxiety and overwhelm. And we've had those breakdowns. And these are things that we're like, shit, I've lost part of my finger before. I would rather do that again than go through those mental breakdowns.
He's
in all
already
honesty.
told me that, actually.
Yeah. And,
true.
you know, and that's why we're saying, like, you know, this has to have a guarantee. This has to be, if this doesn't help you, then that's it. You know, show us that you actually tried, and we'll give you the money back, because we want this to be something that empowers you and empowers other entrepreneurs with ADHD, because this is what we're all about. This is who we're trying to help.
Yep. And I just forgot what I was going to say. Yeah, and also we're confident giving this guarantee, because we know that if you do give this a try, there is no way it's not going to help.
Yeah.
But look, if it doesn't, that's fine. But we're very confident, very confident that if you do give this a try, it will change things for you. And even taking a step further, I went to my psychologist again. I hadn't seen her for 2.5 months because she was away. And I showed her I have autoimmune problems. And my skin, since I was born, I think, I've never had such clear skin without all the rashes and everything. I'm like living proof that your mental state, your levels of stress affect you in like more ways than you can possibly imagine. And this is what changed everything for me. So we're really excited about this. And this is where the good news comes in. Sorry, I just want to address this question. Becky said she's on a plane on February 17th, starting a short vacation, if we're going to offer this at other starting dates. It's all good, because all the live lessons that we do, they're going to be recorded. So if you can't be there for the actual live, you can just go back in there and watch it whenever it suits you.
So if you're going to be gone for like 4 or 5 days, you can always just come back in there afterwards and engage with it. But at this point in time, you know, this is probably something that we'd like to run again in the future. We just have no idea when that will be, because our attention and effort and energy are just on this current thing.
This one. Yeah, but definitely, like, this is why we're doing this online, because you don't have to adjust your schedule around this. You can do this course to fit in your schedule. So if you can't be there live, it's all good. The lessons will be there. The templates will be there. You just go and watch when you can. And if you miss out on the weekly catch-ups, that's going to be all recorded as well. So even if you miss the Q&As, and then if you're not there for a whole week and then you're catching up and you want to contact us for some help because you missed the Q&A, send us an email, contact us in the group. You know, we'll be there for you the whole time, every step of the way. So not to worry about that. And yeah, so we're going to give you guys a link after we finish the live. It'll go in the comments, or maybe we can post it. Do you reckon we'll post it now?
I'll do that now. Yeah, I'll do it now.
Yeah. And look, you could be easily spending $2,000 on something like this, because the amount of return you're going to get from turning this around is a lot more than that. That would be a fair price, right? But you don't have to pay $2,000 for this. You don't even have to pay $1,000 for this. Or even $500 for this, because this is the first group that we're having. You can get this course this one time, and when the new group comes out, if we do any changes, make any improvements, you automatically get access to the updated version of the course. But obviously on the updated version, it's probably going to be like at least double the amount that you're getting today. And you can do this program with us for $279 US.
I love how your face is getting so close to the camera. But yeah, I think this course, if you look at other options that have been out there that, you know, they're not similar to what we're doing, but other things that have helped people build structure within their business, you know, courses like that, they run at $750, $1,000. I've seen one, I watched a webinar for it, and they wanted $2,000 up front without a guarantee. And that's where we wanted to make sure that what we were delivering was something that we've worked on, that we've created ourselves, that we know it works for us and for you. And be able to say, I'm not going to come out the gate and say like, all right, here, I haven't taught this to anyone yet. Pay me $1,000, because that's not fair to you guys. So we were making sure we cut that price super low, $279. And then when we relaunch this course again in the future, after this 6-week module and program are done, it's going to be, you know, possibly double to triple in that range of price for that. And so by getting in now, you're automatically getting every possible updated version and completed version of this when that gets released, and you won't be paying that, you know, $750 price tag when it gets to that point as well. So it's super cheap. Yeah. We were so excited about, you know, releasing our first product to you guys, because, you know, this is something we've been working on for 3 to 4 months, and we wanted to make it as easy and accessible for you guys to get into.
Yeah,
that way as well, in comparison
to help you.
Exactly. Yeah. And comparing this to coaching, you know, we both offer coaching, but it's more expensive than this. And that was something that we identified in our surveys, that you guys just, you know, a lot of people just weren't at that point yet. So we wanted to make a program that was all encompassing, that served, didn't matter what point you were in your business, this can still serve you and help you move forward and grow at a price that's actually affordable.
Exactly. And Alana asked if there's oh, sorry, Alana, we'll put the link in now. Oh, did you put the link there?
Yeah, I did twice.
Is it working?
It should be. Yeah.
Is it a clickable link?
Yeah, it's working.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
Let us know if that's working, guys.
Yeah. Hey, Alana, I'm waiting for PayPal to get back to me because they had a problem in the system. We do have a payment plan coming up, but at this stage, it's not up and running just yet because, yeah, I'm just waiting for them to get back to me to resolve that issue. So you can get it for one full payment of $279, and then once I get the payment plan sorted out, it's 3 payments of $99. So 1 payment on the day, and then fortnightly, the next 2 payments. Yeah.
Yeah, and Sarah said, "Can I privately email you to see if this course is relevant? Can tailor to my work project, please." Yeah, again, guys, we don't.
Yeah, any questions?
We're not saying, "Hey, listen, like this is it. Either pay up now or get lost." Like we want this to be something that it actually helps you, and if it's something that you could look at and say, "I don't know, this doesn't really apply to what do I do," then it's not for you, and that's okay. So if you have questions and you want to know a little bit more details about it, feel free to message us, post in the group, email us, or anything like that. You know, we can always connect through Messenger as well after this. So I'll reach out to you after this live, Sarah.
Yeah, exactly. Because even if you don't have your own business, but you work within the business, this will help you get organized within the job that you do as well. So even if you're not like a fully entrepreneur, but maybe you have a business on the side, you can implement this. Yeah, absolutely. Because this is really focused on productivity and getting that clarity and just getting things done, getting out of that mode that we just naturally operate in. So yeah, we can have a chat and see if that's a good fit for you. And again, like we said, if it doesn't help you, like if you get it and then at the end you go, actually, that didn't really help me, just shows that you gave it a try and we'll give your money back. Yeah.
Yeah, guys, are you not seeing the link that I'm posting in the chat?
I see the link, but it's not a clickable link.
All right. Yeah, so I've posted it in the description of this Facebook Live. So once this live is done, you can refresh the page and also check it out there. It's posting up to me as a clickable link, so I'm a little confused as to why that's the case.
Let me try. It's mazecompass.com / ADHD Business Backbone. Let me see if I can do it. I'm gonna try to post the.
I like how we can do all of this in the simple aspect of posting a link and a comment isn't working.
Oh gotta find us. Where are we? Gotta love a slow computer. Hold on, let me try this. Gosh.
Yeah, so let us know if that is working for you, and if it's not a link, if you can try and copy and paste it. But again, I did post it in the description of this Facebook Live, so once it's done, it's going to be updated to look like that. We'll also post this in the event and in the Facebook group and on our page. So anywhere that you're interacting with us, you'll be able to see the link for this program within 5 minutes after this live being done.
I can't type today. Hold on.
So if anybody has any other questions in the meanwhile,
yeah, what is your questions now?
Then we can kind of address that. And I'm going to start posting the link to this in the event page right now, so that way everyone that's in here can then go to the event page and check out the link there in case they can't see it in the chat.
Yeah, if you can't click on the link, just copy and paste in your browser. I'm trying to, hold on. Maybe if I just post it in the...
I think that one works, the one you just did.
Did it work? Let me know, guys, if that link
it gave
worked.
a preview for it. But again, too, I also just posted it in the event page too. So.
Oh, cool. Okay. Yeah. Otherwise, just copy that. It's Maze Compass, like maze as in MAZE compass, like a normal compass, like north, south, east, west. So mazecompass.com / ADHD Business Backbone all together. And then in that page, there's all the details of the modules. So if you want to have a look at that again, it's all there. And the video that we have in that page right now is the invitation video for this event, because we're still doing the live. So after the live finishes, I'll plug this live video that's being recorded into the page as well. So if you missed any beats, you can watch it from there or watch it again from the group. Oh, yay! Welcome, Alana! That's awesome.
Woo, let's get it, girl.
High five.
Sweet.
So exciting.
Kirsten,
well.
what do you mean by
cool.
will you be doing this later? Do you mean the link or? Sorry, I just want to make sure I answer the right question.
Oh yeah, Sarah, the payment method. So we have now, you can do one full payment through PayPal. You don't have to have a PayPal account. You just use your normal card. And it's one full payment of $279. I did request, I was trying to do the installment plan in PayPal, and I gave them a call, and they said it could take up to 48 hours. I tried to push it for 24, but I don't know if they've already fixed the issue for me, because, yeah, there was something in their system that wasn't updated, and it wasn't letting me do the installment plan. But once that's sorted, we'll have a payment plan. So one payment of $99 and then another two fortnightly. So, and then every 2 weeks after you do the first payment, and then another 2 weeks after. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
again,
it's $18
guys,
cheaper to get it in one full payment.
Yeah. And the first 5 people that join it, again, you're getting 2 1-hour calls, one with Flavia, one with me, throughout the duration of the 6 months, 6 weeks of the program. So just also putting that out there. You'll be able to sign up for this up until next Thursday, correct?
Yeah.
Got to check with Flavia on that. Up until next Thursday, and so you have until then to be able to sign up, and then we're going to be starting the course soon after that. So if you want to get in there and you want to get those free coaching calls in order to get that more specific one-on-one attention and help, feel free to jump in there now. But if you need to take the time, you take the time and do what you got to do.
Yep, fair enough.
So has anyone else got any questions or?
If you're from the coastal and if you want to do it in person too, we can do that one session in person. Yeah. So, let's look at the questions. I'm forgetting. I'm just so excited. I'm forgetting. Sorry, I meant, is this via credit or debit bank transfer? You can do it with a card, like a credit or debit card in the PayPal. if you want to do a bank transfer, I can. Whereabouts are you again? Are you? Hold on, I forgot. Oh yeah. Right. You're Aussie too. Yeah. You can definitely do that. I can send you the BSB if you like. Let me grab that.
So, hey, Ruben, thanks for joining in. We have already done an hour of this, so you're kind of joining the last second. But we went over everything you needed to do in order to understand how you can go about working 6 hours a day, grow your business as an ADHD entrepreneur, a 6-step process in order to be able to do that. And you can go back and watch it again and get all those details afterwards. And we have just kind of announced the program to help you, teach you to do that too. So if you take the time to look back over the video afterwards, it's done. And if you have any questions while you're doing that, you can always just message or comment in here and we'll come back in here and help you out. But thanks for joining, even if it's towards the end. I appreciate it. And thanks to everyone else that showed up, guys. I see some people starting to kind of leave now as they're kind of already signed up. So I really appreciate all of you guys joining in here. I think it means a lot to Flavia and I because this is something that we've been passionate about and working towards for the past 4 to 5 months. And so we're just super excited to show this with you, share it with you guys, and seeing your excitement means the world to us. So thank you guys for that. I won't get too emotional, and I promise I won't cry.
I was just putting in the BSB and account number here in case Sarah wants to do it like that. How can I look up my account number? 455 720 418, and it's an 800.
And if any of you guys have questions after this, I just put my email address in there for you, my personal one. So if you want to reach out to me at any time with questions after this is done, you can either post it in this, post in the group, or email me.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go, Sarah. She said, all good, I'll have a look at the link. Thanks so much for all the info, guys. Sounds really good. I currently pay a coach at $165 per hour session. Wow. And don't think it's really helping. Yeah, is it a business coach or just a normal coach? Is it any like specific kind of coach? Yeah, that's the thing that we realize. People were saying a lot is if they want help with the business, then you go to a business coach and they tell you to do all these things like the neurotypical people do, and you're like, but you don't understand, I have ADHD. You're like, yeah, that's fine, just do it anyway. Oh, he's an ADHD consultant. Okay, wow. But like, is he business oriented? Like, does he help with things that are more specific for business?
Alana.
Oh, she cut yours out. That's funny. My sister-in-law should probably do that to hers. She's gonna be like, yeah, it isn't really business focused or work focused and such. Yeah, that's fair enough. Because it's like almost like they're correlated. Like if you own a business and you have ADHD, if you're not finding a way to adjust the ADHD with the running the business, it's almost like you're fixing one, but you're not fixing the other. And when you fix that together, it makes all the difference in the rest of your life. Like then you can go and spend time with people and do things that you actually enjoy. Like that
was something that too for me, like personally, like once I started to realize like my ADHD was an issue in my business and I started to craft different ways to approach what I do, I was like, wait, shit, this same stuff applies to what I'm doing in my personal life too. Like when it comes to exercise and fitness, or, you know, making sure I'm reaching out to my friends and family that don't live near me anymore, or taking time to go see friends, or going out on little adventures with my wife. You know, those things were things that I was struggling with because I was so focused on my business. So once I started getting help from an ADHD perspective between Flavia and I in my business, I started to notice the correlations between what I was doing there and what I could be doing in my life. And now I've literally been like, all right, hey, at some point this week, call my brother Adam, call my brother Jonathan, call my mom and dad. You know, next week I'm making sure I make plans to go and see some of my friends from my home city. Like, so it's the same thing. Like I'm developing processes and systems for my personal life, but it's been an amazing kind of transition and transformation for me over the past like 3 to 4 months because of that.
The best thing for me is I saw my psychologist a couple of days ago, and she said, "Oh, you're like my best patient of today." And I'm like, "Oh, thank you." She goes, "It's so nice seeing a transformation." And I showed her the program and said, "What do you think?" And she loved it. So it's being pre-approved by my psychologist because she does cognitive behavior therapy, and yeah, she's been helping me lots. And yeah, it was just nice to be able to sit there for the first time and go, all the changes I wanted to make in my life, the way I wanted to be and operate, I made it happen. It's like, whoa. It's so nice. And I cannot wait to help you guys experience the same thing. It's just, it's so good. It's just so good. Personally agree so much. And effective work solutions is adversely affecting life outside work. Yeah, because obviously we need to work and earn money, be confident and be happy in what we do. Yeah, and then when we have the confidence in the fact that we can do all the stuff we need to get done and we're not procrastinating, you do it in a way that you're acknowledging those things as well, because that's one thing I didn't used to be good at, is like giving myself credit for when I did do good. And that really changed it for me. And I'm just so happy. I'm like, wow, I'm actually doing things that I'm supposed to be doing, and then I can go and chill out. Like, it affects the rest of your life so much. I'm so much more me when I'm with people, like with family and stuff. The experience that my family has had this time around, because they live overseas, they came for Christmas and New Year's and things like that. They had a completely different experience being on holiday here with me this time, because I wasn't stressing. I was actually really nice, and I didn't have like emotion, like how you
imagine that
up and down. I'm just like the best me I can be. It's like, it's so good. This is actually possible.
I think that's been the coolest part of, like, since me and you started working together in the group and doing this stuff together. It's like I've been able to see that transformation for Flavia, and like every day checking in and seeing how it's going. I think that's been the coolest part too. Is like something that we both kind of helped create for each other and do together has made really positive impacts in us, and knowing who we really are, what we want to be doing, and what's that path we're going to both take in order to get to those destinations. It's been super cool.
Yeah, it's really great. It's like one of those things where you see people doing it and talking about it. You're like, well, how do I do it? I'm trying all this stuff. It's not working. Like, do I want something that's actually not realistic? And I'm proof that it is.
Yeah.
Just so pumped. Congrats. I'm really keen. Yeah. Yep. Nice. Really hope to see you there, Sarah. Oh, Becky, thank you. And then eliminates the guilt when we can be present. Yeah. Yep. Well, my family will be happy. Totally relate. Yeah, that's so true. Because you're either guilty that you're spending time with them and not doing stuff for your job, like for your work, because you think that you just need to be doing something, because if you're not doing something, it means you're not moving anywhere. Oh, that was just horrible. And then if you're working and not spending time with them, then you feel guilty because you're just working. And they're like, but they don't see the results. That's the thing. They're like, but you work so much, but nothing is really changing. And you're like, oh, leave me alone. It just becomes this ball of, and then you feel bad about yourself. And then you're like, stuff that's ADHD. It's like, just ruins my life every day. There's so much good about it. So yeah, it completely changes that. Then you can, that's one of the things that I say is, even having my family here, obviously I still had to get things done. I go, guys, look, if you want to go to the beach while I do some work, and I just sit down for 3 hours, get most of my stuff done in 3 hours. And then later on, I just put another hour or so in there and finish it up. And knowing that, having that confidence that in a couple of hours I could do like a lot that I needed to get done, but I knew that I wasn't just doing for the sake of doing. It's directed. It makes you be able to switch off and then come back and do it. It's like,
yeah, Flavia's become a machine.
Yeah.
I kept telling her the past like 2 weeks, I'm like, God damn, you're killing it, girl.
If I knew that when I was doing my master's, like, wow, I used to sleep in the office and work for 48 hours in a row and not get as much done as everyone else. That's when I realized something's not right with me, and I got diagnosed with ADHD. I was like, oh, right.
I think I've probably told this story like so many times, but that was the same thing. Like, college me was just, I was either in a gym working out, or I was in a library doing homework or reading a textbook or taking notes or whatever it was, working on projects, studying for tests, like 24/7. That's all I did. get to the last 2 weeks of college, and that's when I get diagnosed with ADHD. I'm like, shit, now everything makes sense.
Yeah.
like all right,
My whole
now
life.
now I know why I am this person, and now I can move forward working with it and growing it and embracing that shit.
Yeah, it took me a while to embrace it. I'll tell you that. It took me 2 years. I even resented Dr. Hellwell. I adore him. But at the start, I'm like, how can you say it's a good thing? Like, I just could see the bad of it. So I've been through all of it, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, Elena, we have to catch up. There's lots to chat about. Yep, definitely. I wonder if we see the same one. Yeah, that's awesome. Guys, do you have any other questions? Like, have you been having any issues on the link, or is there anything that you're not sure about? Remember, if you're not sure, like you can rewatch this, and we're gonna be sending a condensed version of this as well. Like, if you want to you don't have to go through the whole hour of this video, but there's the description of what is in each module there. And remember, you're gonna get all the templates. It's really practical. It's a really flowy system. And if you come in and you give this a try and you're like, it didn't really help me that much, just show us that you gave it a try. And if it really didn't help, you get your money back. So there's absolutely no risk for you. And we know that it will help. There's no way, like, it's almost impossible if you really follow this. Like,
if that happens, I'll cry a little bit.
Yeah, it's like, if it doesn't help you, I'll give you money back and double it. No. But I could. No, I'm really sure that it will. So there's no risk for you.
Yeah. Again, too, guys, my email's in the chat. You can message us on our personal messenger on Facebook. You can comment on this chat at any point in time. You can comment in the ADHD Entrepreneur Community Group at any point in time. If you have any questions, or you need some clarity, or you want a little more description or details around whether it would be a good fit for you and your business, feel free to post and let us know, and we'll come out and help you out, help you make that decision. And again, I have, not like helping you make the decision. A lot of people are going to assume I'm going to help to push you towards the sale.
Yeah,
I am not about that. I have turned down people who have wanted to hire me for coaching because it just wasn't the right fit. It wasn't what they truly needed. I have no intentions of taking money for something that isn't going to actually benefit you. So, I'll be, it's not biased. I'm very objective. So any way that we can help you make a decision that's best for you and your business is what we're here to do.
Yeah. Even when I worked in retail and I had
commissions and stuff.
Commissions, you have to reach a certain budget, like you have to sell a certain amount. Even when I worked in retail, I'm like, do you actually need this stock, or do you have like a billion other ones that look the same? And they're like, but you're still honest. I'm like, I don't want you to go home and go, oh my god, I shouldn't have spent that money. Or I go, oh, I'm not sure if it looks that great. She pushed me to buy it, but actually doesn't look that great, and then take it back. No, I want you to only get it if you really want it, if you really need it, you're going to be happy with it. So yeah, that's why we have the guarantee. And yes, we'll be answering any questions. Like Nick said, you can contact us through the group. You can send us a message
email,
on Messenger, or you can email us. You can email me at, I've got like some email addresses. I'm like, what's the best one? coach@mazecompass.com.
I was wondering where you were, Cassia. I didn't see you until now.
Hi!
Sneaky.
Oh, yeah, sweet. Awesome. Sneaky.
All right. So,
all right, guys.
On that note, we don't want to keep you here longer than you have to be here. We're still here for a couple more minutes if you want to ask any questions or anything like that. Again, this whole live is still up in the event. It's up on shiftlife.com. It's up on mazecompass.com, and it's in the ADHD Entrepreneur Group. So if you're just joining in now, or you're seeing this later, or you want to suggest this to somebody to check out too, you can direct them towards that video. The description will have the link for the program there for you guys too as well, and it's also in the event. So it's literally everywhere it could possibly be for you to be able to interact with it. And if you're on the email list, you'll be getting an email tomorrow with all that information again. The cart is open until Thursday next week, and the first 5 people that sign up are getting that 2 1-hour coaching sessions with Flavia and I at any point during the 6 weeks of the program, as well as this is all going down within a private Facebook group. So you're going to have support and community with whomever signs up and joins in as well. So we're super excited about this, guys. Again, thank you all for coming out. It means the world to us. It's something that we've been working tirelessly at for a while now, and this is a big day for us, and we're excited to be able to make this a bigger day for you as well. So thanks again.
Thank you, guys, from the bottom of my heart. Really appreciate you all being here and asking all the questions, making all the comments. It means the world to us. We're really here to help you create the same change in your life, because it is possible. I'm living.
All right.
Thank you. Yeah, send us any questions, right?
Yep. So on that note, guys, thanks again. Have a great night, and we'll see y'all soon.
Yes. Bye.